Greetings to all grade 11 students. Hello everyone. In our lesson today, we are going to study how to write an announcement. In our lesson today, we are going to cover 4 main objectives. First, you are going to identify the common details included in 4 announcement through Activity B on your student book, page 32. Second, consolidate your comprehension through a matching activity, see page 32. Compare and contrast language features in the 4 announcement, activity D, page 33. And finally, you will edit a newspaper announcement with reference to a correction code, activity E, page 33. Alright, now please keep your books open on page 32. We are going to discuss some questions in activity number A. Let's read the first question. Do you have notice boards in your school? And what type of announcements can you find on them? So there are some notice boards that show announcements in the school. So you might have seen some on the walls in your school. Let's share an example. So yes, we can find a lot of notice boards and having announcements that include information about a new club, lost and found property, exam dates, a school trip, or a new event that is being organized. Now let's move on to the second question. What other types of announcements might you expect to find on school notice boards? Can you think of any other announcement that you feel that are important to show to students or you expect to find in the future? Other types of announcement may include information about the retirement of a member of staff or a new teacher joining the school staff. All right, now let's read the question B in the rubric. Read the 4 announcements below and what things are mentioned in all of them. So we are going to identify the details in common between these 4 announcements. Let's start. These are the first 2 announcements. Look at the box text. So both texts are headings and they show the topic of the announcement. This is about the 4th annual sponsored bicycle ride, and the second one is about Hamlet audition. Look at the underlined phrases here. So we leave from the school at 9 a.m. on Monday, 9th February, and the other one, the audition will be taking place from 9th to 13th February, and this shows the dates. Next boxed text. For more information, speak to any member of the B staff, and this is the same here. For more information, see, and you have the contact name. So now let's have a look at the announcements 3 and 4. Focus on the box text, the date, subject or topic. Here the heading, which shows the topic, when and where, the date and the location, and the underlined phrases. So if you need advice about your choices, contact me or Mr. Yates as soon as possible, or speak to the PE staff to find out more. So these are the people to contact. Okay, so the topic of the announcement, dates, locations, the person to contact are the common details between the 4 announcements. All right, now let's move on to the activity C. Read the announcements again, then read the statements below and match them to the corresponding announcement. Write the correct number 1 to 4 in the boxes. So which announcement refers to something that can be done on more than one day? Underline the phrases that could help you find the answer. So something that can be done more than one day. Number B, which announcement mentions or talk about something that is not obligatory or is not necessary. Number C, which announcement discusses something that won't happen? This is the short form of will not. That won't happen on the school premises. So premises is the building itself. Okay, so you will focus on the fact that it will not happen on the school premises. Number D, makes an emotional appeal. So which announcement makes an emotional appeal to encourage people to get involved? So which announcement addresses the emotion and feeling of people to get involved or take part? Okay. Now, which question uses a rhetorical question, which is just a stylistic feature and it doesn't require an answer, to grab the reader's attention? Which announcement makes use of exclamations to express enthusiasm? So enthusiasm is to express their enjoyment or interest. All right, now let's underline some clues. Please don't forget to use your highlighters to highlight the key sentences. Okay, so let's focus on the circled one. So what do you think is this? We leave from the school gates at 9 a.m. on Monday, 9th February. So they leave from school. Do you think this will happen on the school premises? No, of course, because they will leave the school and they should all be back by around 1. So they will do the activity outside the school. Here, auditions will be taking place in the school next week from 9 to 13, which means that it will not take place in only one day, but more than one day. Okay. So, want to help children in need. What do you think? This is a question, and of course, it is not requiring any answer. So, this is a rhetorical question. I hope you are taking note and answering the activity C. Look at this now. We leave from the school gates, and this year let's try to raise even more. Let's try to raise even more. Then we have an exclamation mark. This announcement also, yes, it's that time of the year again, folks. This is an exclamation mark. Now let's have a look at the announcements 3 and 4. Look at the underlined sentences. Okay, so your exam registration forms must be sent to the Central Examination Board no later than 20th of this month. This is the deadline, which means that there are many days before on which I can submit the form here. So will be held at Coleridge Sports Center. So do you think this will happen on the school premises? And look at this, on Tuesday and Thursday lunchtime, which means that it will take place more than one day. So it must be sent. This is an obligation, so it is obligatory to send the form. And are you tough enough for the new boot camp? So this question is not really looking for an answer, so it's a rhetorical question. And all right, now you can pause the video and check if your answers are correct. All right, now let's move on to the activity D. What features make announcement 3 more formal than announcements 1, 2, and 4? So this is the announcement or memorandum number 3, and it is more formal than 1, 2, and 4. These extracts are taken from these announcements. So we are going to identify the features that make this announcement more formal. Of course, there are many features here. This is to remind all your 11 students. So it is straight to the point, and it is written in impersonal and unemotional tone. The manner here is very practical because it just aims to inform and they gives the information directly. There are no exclamation marks and no rhetorical questions, as you can see. But here you can find a rhetorical question, exclamation, once again exclamation and rhetorical question. And here it appeals to the audience emotion, want to help children in need. So this is less formal. Now let's summarize. So what are the features of formal language? The tone is impersonal and unemotional. The manner is practical, and there are less stylistic features such as rhetorical questions or exclamations. You can find them in informal announcements more than formal ones. All right, now we are going to do the activity number E. As you can see, this is an announcement done for you, and the following newspaper announcement has a number of mistakes which have been marked using the correction code below. Read the announcement and correct the mistakes. You may wonder about these red codes. And this is the correction code. Actually, teachers use a correction code to help edit the writing. So if you find this code WW, it means wrong word. WO, there is a problem in the word order. PR, there is a problem in the prepositions such as of, in, at, etc. T means the tense, if it is the past or the present. P is a punctuation. A, article. SP, spelling. And this code means something missing. Now, let's find out the mistakes. So Penny Forest Council seeking. Of course, there is something missing. We say is seeking. Next one. The center receives. SP is a spelling mistake, so the E should be before the I. It is responsible for educating a public. So this is not the right article. The public. And here, recently, it has been reworded. It is the wrong word. We should say awarded. Next one, we are seeking energetic and reliable 16 to 18-year-old who are. This is the problem with the tense. Next one, PR, which is the preposition, sorry. You will be accompanying and assisting rangers on guided tours the forest, in the forest. WO is a problem in the word order. Free lunch and to transport. And the transfer to the center. And here, finally, please send a letter of interest and CV to Keith Emerson as soon as possible. This is a comma, places are limited, so the answer here, it should be a full stop. All right, now this activity is to consolidate your understanding about the correction code and how you are able to identify the mistakes in the email. So mark 5 mistakes in the email announcement using the correction code, then correct them. You can pause the video to find out the mistakes. Now let's share the answer. Okay. All committee members are kindly requested to hand up This is a preposition problem. Also reminded to attach spelling. So any relevant documents to their proposal. That's so this is word order. And that is required was available. This is tense mistake. And finally, we can say proposals handed in after the due date and time will not be considerable. This is the wrong word. Let's share. The preposition to hand in, spelling mistake attached, there is just double T, there is no other T. That's so we should say so that. Was available should be is available. And considerable is not the right word, we should say considered. So this is all for today. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope that you learned how to write an announcement with less mistakes.